for a summit between President Trump and Kim Jong-un. CNN's Brian Todd is working the story for us. So, Brian, you're getting some new information from your sources.
Right, Wolf. Our sources indicate that preparations for this possible summit are much further along than many thought. Also tonight, we're getting word that Kim Jong-un has acknowledged his possible summit with President Trump for the first time publicly. We now have the first clear indications that a historic summit between President Trump and Kim Jong-un may really happen. Chairing a meeting of the North Korean Workers' Party, Kim, for the first time, acknowledged the possibility of a meeting with Trump. According to his news agency, the dictator presented a, quote, in-depth analysis of possible talks between his regime and the United States. This comes as CNN is told by several Trump administration officials that the U.S. and North Korea have been holding secret, direct talks to prepare for a Trump-Kim summit. CIA Director Mike Pompeo has been leading the secret negotiations, according to CNN sources, with U.S. and North Korean intelligence officials even meeting in a third country to nail down some details.
We've been in touch with North Korea. We'll be meeting with them sometime in May or early June, and I think there'll be great respect paid by both parties, and hopefully we'll be able to make a deal on the denuking of North Korea.
Several U.S. officials tell CNN Kim's regime has reaffirmed its willingness to discuss the denuclearization of the Korean peninsula. But now analysts warn about what that really means. For the U.S., it means North Korea would talk about giving up its nuclear weapons. But for Kim, they say, denuclearization means something completely different.
What that means in practical terms is usually the removal of U.S. troops from the Korean Peninsula, a dissolution of the U.S.-South Korea alliance, and eventually a peace treaty between the United States and North Korea.
And experts say there are other sticking points that might prevent a deal between Trump and Kim, and might still prevent a summit from occurring in the first place.
North Korea has this very, very bad habit of making incredible demands. It's quite possible they're demanding cash. They are probably demanding political recognition, an end to U.S.-South Korean military exercise. The list is almost endless as preconditions for talks.
North Korea once got $500 million from South Korea just for agreeing to hold a summit with the South Korean president in 2000. Tonight, while Kim Jong-un talks about a summit, he's strangely silent on another major development. He hasn't said a word about joint U.S.-South Korean military drills going on for the past week. Exercises which Kim always views as a threat.
The North Korean leader is actually preparing for talks, and so doesn't probably want to raise a lot of conflict or tension, additional tension with the United States and South Korea in the run-up to both the inter-Korean talks on April 27th and then the future U.S. North Korea talks slated for either May or early June.
Now, another possible complication for a Trump-Kim summit could come in a couple of weeks when President Trump meets with Japanese Prime Minister Shinzo Abe at Mar-a-Lago. Analysts say Abe is expected to raise several concerns Japan has about a possible summit. He may ask Mr. Trump to press the North Koreans to stop flying missiles over Japan in their tests and to send back several Japanese citizens who the North Koreans have kidnapped.